Hi Priyanka and Ramnath. Thank you. Thank you
Hi.
for joining. Hi.
Thanks for calling.
So should I start? So thank you for being in the in the orientation plan. This is not exactly a webinar. You may turn on your videos also so that we can speak. Thank you for being here and maybe no, you might have been Priyanka just asked whether it is at 7:30 or not. So a little bit of me, why I started. I have 34 years of experience in leading people and helping them to grow to different levels. I have worked in 16 states of India and many times what happens is I do not get enough resources, no adequate manpower. So what I did was whoever was available around, I actually took their help. So it required some amount of training, right? So for example, I had to teach these people, these ladies, to sign their names. So I cannot teach them no A B C D or all that. So what I did is I taught them Alpana. Alpana, the rice powder with which we make flowery diagrams during festivals, and I taught them design around their names. So they actually drew their names in the alpanas. That is how they learned their names. So let us start with this presentation that I have today. So what happened was so many people in the bus. So it started when actually I was traveling in bus, trains, and everywhere, and I saw people grieving about their bosses, their colleagues, and all those things. And some of the people I met every day, and every day they used to grieve. So much of energy they wasted. So I thought, can I do something for these people? And this is especially in the towns, not in the rural areas. So can I do something for these people so that they can do their they can invest their time better, energy better. And why energy? Because if the mind is problem focused, then you can see only the problem. If you focus on the solution, then you start seeing the solutions. So that is what I have discovered for myself. And I am from Orissa, and I worked for 12 years in Orissa. After that I went to Hyderabad, and from there I worked in, say, 16 states of India. So here is what I get. The problem that working professionals get, like say they are not getting salary, they are having problems with their bosses, they with their colleagues, and they are not getting sufficient growth. Somebody or other is creating some trouble in their this thing. So this is for working professionals especially, but of late I have started doing this for people who are in depression, some kind of depression, or are in stuck position. So the I did a market research why people get into negativity. So the left side of whatever you are seeing is from the workplace, and the any
Mm-hmm.
problem, any question out there?
No, please.
uh, so I was not able to see are you able to see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Properly. So the right side, if you see, these are not actually workplace related. These are something which they have in their mind, and each of these can happen to anybody and everybody, whether they are a business person or working professional or anybody. Like say unsure of next course of action, lack of consistency, they start something and they cannot fix something. So these are the problems they happen. Relationship with spouse, self doubt, motivation, inspiration, friction with friends, and so many people have spoken to me that people don't respect them, and they actually cannot see self acceptance because they cannot see strength in them. What strength they have, they cannot see. So asking for help, they don't ask for help when they are in problem, saying that this will demean them. And finding more pain than pleasure, like say life is all about pain, they see. And this they become like say restricted to themselves. Have you seen people like this? Can you, Ramnath and Priyanka and
Yeah.
Shailendra?
Uh,
So these are not workplace specific. Na? Nobody has done this to you. You have learned it from somewhere, and your personality has acquired these kind of traits, and you are becoming like say wretched in within yourself, and you are not able to pay attention to whatever work you are doing. Uh, so so that is when I thought I can help. So I found out three secrets around that, how I can help. So I have named them as reality check, resilience, and reach beyond. These are the three secrets. And these are about managing self, people, and time. So these are the only secrets. How you manage everything around you. The truth says, so then I found that there is one aspect with which actually you can influence your environment, that is the resourcefulness. If you are resourceful and you then you are not complaining about anything in life. And these are the truths. A resourceful person wins recognition and growth. That is the ultimate. And it creates resilience because you are never short of work when you are resourceful. Then, when you are resilient, then struggle are not there, or they can be easily overcome. And if if struggles can be overcome, then it proves that you are relevant to the place and you can solve their others problem also. And if you are relevant to many places, then that is the trick to influence, and you can reach beyond. You get this, right?
yeah.
So the influence path thus starts with differentiating your, it starts from the bottom up, if you see. So the first thing is knowing yourself, your uniqueness. That is what differentiates you. And everybody in this world is very unique. Everybody is born unique with a specific thing around them. And if and the like say with that uniqueness, if you are not very strong headed and you are going to help people around and also solve their problems, that is what benevolence is. And when you do that, it creates admiration around you. And because you are admired and you are allowed to work, allowed to do the work, you are resilient about your work, and that brings credibility. And once you establish your credibility, then growth is just obvious, right? You are given the growth. So that is what I am trying to say. I was sharing with Ramnath the other day, like if you prove yourself to be capable and credible at different circumstances, then your growth becomes obvious. Everybody gives you the responsibility, and with responsibility comes authority also. That is how you get your growth. And it took me very little time to come into uh, to grow very high. Like so within 4 years I could do this as soon as I applied this. So resourceful influencing is what I will teach, and being resourceful is about utilizing existing resources in an optimum way. This is management principle as well. Management is that. you um, optimally utilize your resources. But in management, whatever resources is available, that is what you optimally utilize. In being resourceful, the resources are not visible. You create resources out of nowhere and then optimize it. That is the difference. And when you are resourceful, that is a very unique criteria. You bring in innovation, you bring in breakthroughs, and you become a trendsetter. That is what is, then you become resourceful, right? You are known as a resourceful leader. Then what I saw is, even if you do all of this, what happens is, if you have a wrong attitude, or you have a wrong habit, or you do something wrong, and you think all the time, you have a wrong perception of something, then all the resourcefulness will cost you a lot of, like, say, your reputation will be bad. Suppose somebody is doing some the other I was explaining you only, Ramnath, today, that suppose a person, no, somebody else, there was a person. I'll tell you a story.
Mm.
There was a boss and then his subordinate, right? So there were a little bit of friction between them, but ultimately one day the subordinate left the job, and he didn't ever say anything to the boss about what was the friction and how much it was troubling him. After 10 years, they met at some other place, right? And during the discussion, the boss was very friendly, but the subordinate was not. He was a little bit of, like, say, behaving in a very indifferent manner. So in the in the course of this discussion, the subordinate came and told the boss, that his ex-boss, that because of him he left the job. The
Mm.
boss was, like, surprised. Yep, what happened? I never knew that I was troubling you so much. He said, you did this, you did that. बोला, एक बार तो बोला होता यार. I say, we would have no resolved that. So what does this mean? The boss never had this intention of creating trouble to this subordinate. He was in a position wherein he had to take some decisions, right? And if it was troubling somebody, then that person had to come and sit with him and resolve this issue. This is called confrontation. You confront the person who is troubling you, and you will find that 90% of time there is nothing. Like, say, the other person is not thinking anything bad, but you perceive him to be bad.
Mm.
You know, perception is a huge culprit. And
Right.
when I designed my blueprint, I first did this reality check, which means creating difference. Then these two are resilience. Resilience and influence is resilience, and the third is prominence. When you get to the top, and then the entire journey again repeats, because at the top there will be many other people at the same position. Again, you start by defining how you are different in that bunch also. And this journey actually gets decided by your attitude, habit, action, and perception. This is very, very um, important. So I call that as AHAP, catalyst. And so so how this success track, then it becomes very simple. Existing opportunity, you have to identify. Ongoing difficulty, you have to identify and resolve. Strength and weaknesses, you need to identify. And follow a proven discipline. Whatever discipline you are following, you have to follow that through. Because sometimes what happens, you follow few of your own principles, then something happens, you find it very difficult to follow, and then you start following somebody else's. Why? Because that gives you comfort level. So you just go through zigzag manner. That will not give you result, because whatever your values are your values only. According to that, you can follow. You cannot take others' value and decide your thing. Because, sometimes people will say, Arey, like say whether to do bhajan or not. I say give a some. If your value is to do bhajan, then do bhajan only, right? Other people are meditating, then let them do meditation. So only the known person, the person with knowledge, he will know that bhajan and meditation are the same thing. Right? So don't deviate away from your values. And the action point is observing ourselves, reflecting on whatever we are doing every day. If there is something problematic, then that has to be rectified this same day itself. And if it is cannot be rectified, then tweak it a bit so that it doesn't create any trouble pain point for you. So that is how you create daily wins. And you create, like say, as soon as you overcome a little difficulty, you feel like you feel good, you become a winner. You have you have overcome some difficulty, and that is how your journey is created. And if you journal them every day, if you write down what has happened in the day, then it becomes easier for you to track how you have grown, how far you have traveled, right? So this will all be the basis of our training, the training that I give. And if you see the green points, that is, those are the acronym for resource. So
Mm-hmm.
what is resource? It is reward, expertise, salary raise, promotion, opportunity, recognition, incentive, and leadership growth. And when I say reach beyond, it is also entrepreneurship. And how it started, uh, can you see the vibration table?
Yeah.
This is David R. Hawkins table, and in 2008, it actually started creating a shift in me. If you see, uh, your shift of consciousness starts happening at 400 vibration level, right?
Mm.
And to and you can, if you are joyful all the time, then you are actually resonating at very high frequency. And 700 and beyond is universal frequency. When you vibrate at universal frequency, Priyanka will appreciate this much better because she is teaching law of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
uh, so seven when you vibrate at universal frequency, then whatever you are wishing, that will come true. So I thought कि ये तो बढ़िया है. Like say joyful, like say I am always happy. So joyful, it doesn't require any university degree, any proficiency, anything. You just have to be happy at whichever level you are. To be happy, you have to get over your anger, all the negative emotions, na? So it takes just a little tweak, understanding, awareness in your conscious level, and be happy all the time. Find ways to be happy, and this training will create ways to be happy, right? So that is okay, Ramnath. Fine, no?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So as I train people, what I do is I start my training from here. I give their name and date, and this is in 4 weeks I do. The first is because mostly people ask me whether they can get another job or not, right? But when they come to for another job, I find them that they have to go through this discipline also, this depression and other things also. Those are the reasons why they are searching for another job. But I have to give them ways as to how they will get a good job also. So I have divided that training into 4 weeks, and in 4 weeks I help them in like say outlining their strengths, and then designing which jobs they would be suited for, and how their experience can be built into their competency stories. That is what my cover story was. Like say, if you have 5 strengths, 5 weaknesses, every strength will have 5 corresponding weaknesses, right? Agree with me?
Yes, yes.
So those weaknesses can be tweaked into strengths also, that I call as alternative strength. And if you have skills, 2 skills you have, and one like say the number of years that you have, with every 1.5 years you develop a certain competency, and this makes 13 kind of strengths for you. And if you take 4 of these to create a competency story, then 13 combination of 4 becomes like say more than 17,000 story. You can calculate, Ramna.
Yeah.
So everybody can have that many stories, no, if properly documented. So I document as many as I can for their interviews. So I start with this tests. Then I and in during that test I actually find 5 of their strength. This is one of the person who has done taken this test. So I have listed down those 5 tests. Then personality type also is found out, and then this under this 4 5 head, the strength will come up. Then every strength will have one positive potential and negative potential, that one I list. Then I give them the mindset to how to find out their own uniqueness. That is the training happens. And in that I like them to answer these questions, knowing the best about you, building relationships, inspiring and motivating others, because most of them are working professionals. They are say 4 to 5 years into their jobs, and so developing others, collaborating and promoting, practicing self development. So these are the aspects. I ask them questions, and whatever they say, I feel this out. Communication is an issue. Communicating powerfully and prolifically, solving problems, championing cause, innovating, displaying strategic perspectives, displaying professional expertise, establishing stretch goal, driving for results, connecting groups to the outside world. What are their blind spots? So during this, they only can welcome iPhone. So so what is the way forward? That is what I give them. And then only I ask them their what is their big vision. So big vision, if they have, then the smaller problems that they are facing will not trouble them. Vision, then mission, how they are going to achieve this, and this plan of achievement. What did they do well in their life? What did they enjoy? What are they proud of? That is plan of achievement. And which subject you enjoyed most in schools? This is a trick to find out what you actually loved. No, nobody remembers this, and enjoyed in college. Somebody told me chemistry they enjoyed, right? So but whatever that person was doing was something away from chemistry.
I'm the best part of chemistry.
Yeah. Then achievement before the age of 10, because the age of 10 is when actually the reptilian brain is active, and the child actually sees everything to be possible.
Mm-hmm.
After the age of 10, he forgets, he like say the circumstances, the societal pressure, everything comes up, and he starts noticing that something he cannot do. Before the age of 10, he thinks that everything is possible for him. That is why he has learned, say, 2 3 whatever languages he can learn. He learns before the age of 10. So that is what I also take. What have been the key factors in your professional life? Anything that prevents? So these are all under key this week 1 training. And then I asked them to create their values. What were values when you had an achievement? Very senior position, recognition. Are these your values? These were my values when I achieved achieved a senior position, right? So decision making position, making organization and my colleagues proud. So if these are your position, your mindset will be in a different kind, right? So this is what I help them to outline and find out what your next workplace will be. So some people actually are working in foreign. So the workplace is like, say, they have to take permission for everything, whether you like that or not. And then I asked them whether they would like to be in startups or accelerated growth or something like that. There are different kinds of companies, no? And the values you can find out is like, say, I have listed out the values. Out of these values you can take your values. You can choose about 6 values, whatever your values are, and then write a success statement around these values. These were my values which I have taken. Then goals. What are your financial goals and values? Health goals, relationship goals, growth goals, legacy goals, recreation goals. Actually, I help them to write. I have a blueprint. Then these are the questions I ask. How to create difference? Say action over excuses. Whether they have this. Uh, it won't work for me because whether they ask, whether they give this kind of statements. Want to be in leisure? You can. Whether they take leisure or not. You are enough whether they know this. Keep educating yourself whether they have kept themselves educated over the period of time or not. And this is what take baby steps, start small. Then the second week is preparation and produce. These are all for these career, whoever is working for career goals. No, this is the second week. Then third week, wherein I teach them people management skill, planning skills, documentation skills, and communication skill. This was a surprise for me because people were not knowing how to write and when to write emails. This was a surprise for me, and this was a very small thing. Nobody bothers about it, but many of my clients actually suffer because of this email thing. They write big emails which nobody reads, and then they say, I have already informed to the management, and nobody has read that because it is a huge thing. And when to write these emails? Immediately when these things happens, then and there only this email has to be sent. They keep it towards something major happens, and then nobody actually link it to that particular incident, and it creates a big trouble. Then fourth week is interview letter and all that. So far everything is clear right now. This is the second thing. If you have seen my uh, landing page, how many have seen the landing page?
Yeah.
This every Ramnath, you have seen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Priyanka, you have seen.
Not exactly.
Okay.
The Word document which you send in the end of it, it was there, I think. So if it is same, then I have seen that.
Okay, so the landing page shows about the three secrets that I have so far spoken, and then I teach according to the requirement of the clients. Not everybody will have those 200. There are 200 slides in that presentation. Everybody can switch on their video so that we can talk. Shailendra and Who is iPhone? I don't know. Srinath, you can switch on your video. Priyanka, if possible.
I'll just on in 2 minutes. Yeah, just give me 5 minutes.
Okay, okay. So any question out here so that we can continue with the discussion, because showing the slides will not make any sense unless you have a question.
Yeah, I would like to say this is very important when you
Yeah.
are comparing with the leadership with other people, right? You are trying to build some of the coping with some of the new skills that you are going to build with the existing problems, or you are trying to solve existing problems, or you try to build new skills.
Yeah. So what happens, Ramnath, is like say right now, when you are in a workplace, no, if there is a mindset problem, then your mindset will be changed not with a skill, but by changing some of your behaviors, right?
Yeah,
So it is, if it is a behavioral change that you need to take, then it will be not many people, of course, they get confused about getting chalo, I'll take another degree, then this fellow will keep quiet. It is not like that, na. You have to find out if your behavior is causing some kind of friction. So it is as simple as that. Sitting over a coffee लेके दोनों लोग जाओ and sit and discuss over a cup of coffee, that will solve your problem. And rather than that, what people do is they like say they keep on continuing with that kind of confrontation. And the skill aspect comes when you actually you are in the highest position, then you have done everything here, then your vision is like say becomes a sufficiently big. Like suppose for your company you have done a business plan of 1800 crore, right? And you have achieved that also, you have helped your company to achieve that. So what all that you have done to help your company grow to that level, you can do for your own enterprise also, right?
right,
So that is when you have to take that shift in today's context. You have to take that shift, allow that company to grow, how much big it can be, let it grow, but you can actually find your real uh, worth or real love if you start doing your own enterprise. It can be either way. You can be in that company, grow to a very sufficient very higher level. How much can you grow? Can you be the chairman of that company? So if you cannot, so you have to start your own company, no, as you have done. So this call one should take at some time or other if one wants to have that freedom and that growth. um, uh, all of us, like say I have been in the development sector, so I helped people grow. So I didn't talk about my background actually. Since 2000, in 2008 in Rajasthan, I in 2 months time we did enumeration of 44 lakh women. How could have I done that? Can anybody guess?
yeah, it's a very great achievement.
So what I did, it was a simple thing, Ramnath. So anybody can do that. I took help of 12,000 volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was, uh, I wrote to many organizations asking for volunteers who will do this with me, because the time was very less.
Mm.
So 12,000 I aggregated. I made a training team, right,
Mm.
who trained these people as they came, and then they were distributed in different districts, right?
Right.
So that district, like say every district had 65 camps every day,
Oh.
right? So that 65 camps means how many? Every camp will have 10 people, right? 65 into 10. So 650 people in one of the district. And these people were coming and going because nobody was staying for 2 months at a
Yes,
stretch.
yes, yes.
So this was 29 districts. 29 into 650 people every day were working,
How many
you
days,
know,
ma'am?
in 2 months,
Oh,
60
boy.
days.
Okay.
So all these things required a little bit of planning. So this is what? This is resourcefulness, right?
Correct.
So with this, actually my reputation started building, and after that I was placed at Meghalaya. Meghalaya is a place, if you have gone to Meghalaya, then it is a very difficult place in terms of terrain, you know. And if you travel from one district to another district, there is two part of Meghalaya. One is the eastern part and another is the western part. There is no connectivity between eastern and western. If you have to come to western part, then you have to come to Assam and then come to western part. And the up to Shillong and 50 kilometers of it, the roads are very good. Shillong, very scenic place and everything we are hearing, no? But beyond 50 kilometers, it is very difficult roads. So for 80 kilometers also, the bus will take 6 hours. So there in 7 districts, actually we established 250 common service center. This was under National E-Governance Plan. The kiosk that you say, no, that was starting in Meghalaya. So we trained people from the remote places and established the connectivity. And the connectivity was established at that time. There was no this thing, this Airtel connectivity and all. Data card was the only thing, and VSAT was there. The chatta type thing was there, no, initially for catching the uh, vibration, the waves, right? So VSAT was there and data card was there. So the telephone department was surprised. Ki how did you, without being a technical person, how could you figure out these solutions? I said ki nothing else worked. So these things were the alternative. That is how I figured out. So it was again the resourcefulness. They were saying these could have been told by your seniors. How come, like say, after 1.5 years only, I could. I could give them the solution. Unless your seniors assign you the task, you cannot do, na? So that was the learning from there, that when you have a solution in mind, you should tell it to everybody. Some people will take, some people will not take, but ultimately that was the solution which was accepted. And there was a penalty clause also. Unless we establish connectivity, some amount will be paid, or people can land up in jail also. So that was the second challenge that I had. Then I worked in Madhya Pradesh, where there was a place where people, Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve, you might have heard, if you can Google also. And there was no fence, so people were going to the forest for their livelihoods. And that place, and they had only 3 months of food to eat. So there we established a system around agriculture, um, and within 4 years of time, that place became food sufficient. And they had 36 lakhs in their corpus also. There was a organization built. So all these, and right now I am working on affordable housing. Housing. Orissa is a very cyclone affected area, and if you see all around India, all the time, or one time or other, everywhere there will be some kind of problem, cyclone or flood or drought or something, right? So I have been working on affordable housing. So my goal is to have 9 crore affordable houses built for the poor, right?
Great, man.
So,
Great.
so
Excellent.
that is, so how do I have this kind of vision? And the ultimate vision is impacting 1 billion lives around the globe, uh, in 139 countries. So you have
But
to have that kind of vision, so that if you have your goal set for the stars, you can reach to the moon at least, right? So that is why the vision has to be very big. Unless you do that, you will be cribbing all the time, isko complain उसने ये नहीं किया. If I have this goal, बाकी सारा तो कुछ, like say, those are not the problems, right? I have that kind of vision in mind. So all of us can have such big problems around our space. Nobody stops you. आप बड़ा सा विजन बना लोगे तो कौन आपको कोई, this is not a crime ना, हम सभी कोई कर सकते हैं. And if we have that, our mind works in such a way that we get over our depression automatically. क्योंकि कुछ ना कुछ every day you will find yourself to be attracting something good. क्योंकि आप अच्छा कर रहे हो, right? You are doing something good. You will attract good people, good opportunity, or people will start knowing you because you have started doing something. or आप बोल रहे हो ना उसके बारे में, I still don't know how. I only know what, right? कैसे करना है. So I give one example to this, कि suppose you have to go outside in very dark. Suppose it is night, very dark, and you have to go outside. You have to reach 2 kilometers or say 10 kilometers somewhere. So unless you get out from your house, you switch on your headlight, you can see only 500 meters, right? Once you go to the 500 meters, then you can see another 500 meters. That is how you reach your goal destination, right? So if you don't start from the house itself saying that it is dark, then you are not going to reach anywhere. So that is the thing I give. So start small, take the first step that everybody says, na. If you take the first step, then the journey of 1,000 miles starts with that step only. So this is the example I give. So where is the point to get depressed? If your mission is such and you are working for such a mission, where is the point of depression? You are highly enthused and doing all that it takes, and you are never tired, right? So depression कहाँ आता है? Any other question?
Have you differentiate with respect to the blissful and joyful, man?
Blissful and what?
Joy.
Joy. So
Joy,
bliss.
this is what you have given the extreme point of
Yes,
500
yes.
points.
So
But most of the time, people are blessed with so many things. Even they are
mm,
rich,
mm,
they're rich, and do you think they are joyful? If you ask this question,
mm.
how you measure this joyfulness? So that's what blissful is totally different, right? You have all the money and everything, you have everything with you, but still you felt something vacant.
So joy is wherever you are, right? Both the things for me, it is the same. Bliss
Hmm.
is like say when you have money, only you will be joyful. That is not the case, or you will be blissful. That is not the case. Right now, also you can be blissful at the moment. Right now, you can be blissful, Ramna. Like say if you like say you can see all that you are no you are gifted with, all whatever you have. How many people have all those? And you are doing something very very definite. You are helping so many people, and your life is meant for doing service for so many people in this way, that way, whatever way you can. Right now you are doing that. The realization of it brings bliss to yourself. So, if you are not comparing with somebody else, somebody might be doing, like say, helping 10,000 people in some other way, might be. But whatever way, whatever circumstances you are in, and whatever resources you have, with that, you are helping anybody and everybody the way you can. You are not leaving any stone unturned in that. If you realize that, bliss comes. And with bliss, joy is not far away. That is the realization. No, bliss and joy coexist. Maybe there is a thin line. For me, there is no thin line. Both are same.
I was just comparing that when you're doing alone or sitting alone, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And you are always thinking about yourself.
Hmm.
But when you're going into a group, the same
Hmm.
person, same
Hmm.
different situation,
Hmm.
even though he was joy, I don't think that is what the joy that you are. But when you are thinking about yourself and keeping alone, you know what is yourself, right?
So,
And that's where I felt the peace. Peace is the top level you have shown me in this thing. So there is
uh,
always a joy to peace when you're going in between.
hmm.
That's where I was thinking bliss is there.
Yeah.
If you are staying alone and you are thinking about yourself and enjoying yourself, especially, that's what your slide is also talking about. You had to learn yourself first, then only you can understand others, right? That's what you told.
Yes, yes. So the first thing is to be joyful within yourself. You know that your life is for a purpose.
Right.
Then that bliss comes. Even if you are alone or in a group, it doesn't matter. The group is also doing their own thing, right? You are
Correct.
not judgmental about them. Whatever
Absolutely.
they are doing, let them do. You are peaceful with yourself. And when you are there, other people feel good, because everybody knows that you are a friend to them.
Yeah.
They are doing whatever they are doing, but you will not judge them, right? So then becomes peace. There is no confrontation, right? No conflict. The other person is not feeling threatened by your presence, because you are doing something great. The other person is not doing as much, but it doesn't matter for you. You accept him as he or she is. So then you are a peaceful person in the company of whom other people also thrive, right? So that is what we should aim for. For personal purpose, where to start? Like say, what is your natural characteristic? My natural characteristic is being joyful, always happy, you know. So I found that I should stick to this joyfulness all the time, not going to other things, because that this doesn't take anything, no skill, no nothing, just a mindset change, even if I am getting depressed, then also I should remind myself that I am a joyful being. So if I remind myself that, then uh, I become joyful, right? And something I also learned during these days, there is something called, suppose I'm joyful, I am in the universal vibration. Why something is not happening is because there is a divine delay, you know. Everything happens at its own time. You need to keep your consistency in doing whatever you are doing. No
Yeah.
complaint, no complaint. And ultimately, that will come in a way that will be best for you. We cannot imagine what is best for us. Like, say, the example is the 9/11 story. Before that, few people have applied some in some companies in that campus, right, in that building, right. They were not selected, and they were thinking, in spite of all my capability, I was not selected to that company. So when 9/11 happened, they knew why they were not selected, you know, because they had a other purpose. So if you think like this, no, you will see the divine delay. Why something gets delayed? Because of your own preparedness, whether you are prepared for that particular achievement or not, that also matters. Otherwise, you will not be able to handle success. Suppose आज के दिन में $1 billion आ गया आपके पास. How do you, are you prepared? Start preparing. It might come. Sure, I'm not kidding. So if you have a business plan, because you are already running one institution, you can have that business plan where the ultimate is $1 billion. Now you are laughing, but you pay attention to this. So the moment you will do that, no, that business plan, that is when you start attracting those vibrations of how to reach $1 billion. It's true. Priyanka will vouch for that. So that is how law of attraction, we attract law of attraction, universe, no, for our success. So first to preparedness, na. So how would you handle that $1 billion? What tax? Where to pay tax? How many students? What structure? What to teach? How many rounds? How much time? Who will teach? How big will be your staff? Where all you will have your infrastructure, in how many countries? All these things, if you can figure out, then actually this is possible.
Correct.
So it is possible in Excel sheet. First to Excel sheet you can prepare, no, very easily.
Yeah,
First Excel sheet,
that is a first friend for us
yes,
to analyze ourselves.
yes. Actually, you have to. And surprisingly, I'll tell you that time when in 2008, actually, 2002 to 2008, I was in a very difficult financial phase due to some personal reason, you know.
Correct.
In 2008, when I got to this company where I did whatever I told just now, I got to this company with another miracle that I will tell you another day. You know, and that was because of a resourcefulness only. Let me tell you. So I joined one small company. First, I started my career as a software person, and I transitioned to social research, analytical person. Whatever
Okay.
you do, yes, and 12 years I was a senior programmer in AC Nelson Swaji Mark social research. AC Nelson, you know, na?
Yeah.
So that is a MNC. I worked there for 12 years. And then I was never promoted to a leadership position out there. So I was creeping. Everybody is dependent on me. 80% of work is done by me. Why people don't promote me? Right? That was my question that time. So then I resigned from there. I was thinking ki I should join a small organization where I'll be senior. So I joined a small organization. Actually, I was a senior there. And because I was a senior, I was sent to a HR workshop. See, I was a software person. I am a mathematics postgraduate, right? So HR, because I was senior, I was sent because HR things I had to handle. So this HR workshop, there were big companies. This company also, where I did all this work, two senior people from this company also there in participants in that HR workshop. Also, me being senior in a smaller organization also participated. So smaller to bigger companies were participating. When it came to the presentation of HR policy of respective organization, my organization had no HR policy.
Oh, okay.
So what I did was I took 4 hours and designed one HR policy, you know, and presented it. Everybody appreciated, right? So that was resourcefulness number one. And that was my first interview to this bigger company where the senior people were attending, right? So after 2 years, when I applied there, I got selected just because of this,
Okay.
because they could see that this coming from this background, she could design something, means she is a resourceful person. On the basis of my resourcefulness, I got selected, not on the basis of my educational credibility, right?
Mm.
So that was my first experience. And when I joined there, uh, I had an Excel sheet, and in that Excel sheet I projected my income, because I was coming from a very difficult financial phase,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I projected my income, and you won't believe, I did for 2000 till 2011, 2008 to 2011. Exact on 2011, I was promoted to the position of manager with double the salary, as I had projected. Because you start working on that line, no, when you do that Excel sheet. So the first thing is the projection that you do. That is what a goal is, a vision statement is. So first the vision statement, then 90 days goal you do, what you do, action points. Vision is a dream, maybe daydream, but goal is very specific, no, smart. You
Mm.
have to break your goal, that vision into 90 days goal. So what you need to do right now, then ultimately that vision you can catch, that dream. But first you have to start from goal,
Right.
whatever is actionable. So
Mm.
your actionable point is prepare that Excel sheet.
Mm.
I 100% guarantee you that once you are done with that preparation, no, you will be expanding to that. No doubt about that. I have done it so many times. So that
Okay.
is why I am so enthusiastic about teaching this, that it takes so little. It takes so little. Just a shift in mindset. And actually, whatever background, no experience I had to go through in my life, that might be the reason why I could learn so much. But no, it at the end of the day, it is not a big deal. It is just small things. Anybody can learn. And if I am there to guide, then anybody can definitely learn, because I can see what now it is 34 years of experience, with people, and from illiterate to very literate. Those illiterate ladies were part of district governing committee. They were deciding for themselves, in Bandhavgarh, where there was no food to eat. Those ladies were, never went out of their village, and they were part of district governing committee under the collector, district collector. They won 17 awards. Ha, Priyanka.
So I wanted to ask you like this, as you said to mention in the Excel. So what exactly should we mention?
So Excel, for Ramnath, actually, I knew his business. That is why I told him ki have this Excel sheet,
Exactly.
so
Okay.
that no, for you also, Priyanka, like say suppose your business, whatever business you are planning, no, what you can do is start. What will be your income first month, second month, third month? It may not follow that exact path, but ultimately, whatever vision you have, no, that you will project up to that, na. So it will not
Okay.
not may not come the way you have planned, but some way
Mhm.
it will come.
Yeah, yeah. Somewhere it will get connected.
Huh. So
Yeah,
so I don't need to explain you. So
yeah, yeah.
you understand. Yes.
Correct.
So, and the same thing I know, because I have done it myself. That is why I am saying कि आपका इधर उधर जैसे ही mindset होता है ना, I can catch कि where you are deviating. So और वहां पे like say if I can tell you कि not this way, that way, then you will not waste time in experimenting na कि इधर like say everybody is prone to know some kind of problem or not. So the other person is watching, observing. That person can tell कि whether we are doing. Shailendra, you have a question? Yes, please. Shailendra, you are muted. Shailendra. Anyways, so so as I was saying, these ladies were illiterate. I had to teach them their signature by teaching them these designs, and these ladies ultimately became the member of district governing committee. They won 17 awards, including one of the CII. No, Anand Sharma, that the then industry minister, gave the award to these ladies. 4 awards they have. One award they got from Narendra Modi. That time Narendra Modi was the chief minister of Gujarat. I am talking about 2013. So there was a farmer convention, and these ladies went to participate there. And these were tribal ladies. So somehow Narendra Modi liked these ladies and gave the award. 50,000 का कैश भी दिया था. So did I ever imagine no कि नरेंद्र मोदी भी हमारे फार्मर को दे देगा? And these ladies won those awards. It was not me. These ladies won by themselves. So मैंने तो सिखाया. सीखने वाले तो यही थे. So the person who did was the ladies.
So
So
I have chosen the right person on my deck for the interview next.
thank you,
You have a lot of
Priyanka.
examples of miracles happening, law of attraction
Miracles
and
का
all.
कोई end नहीं है. Every day if you see, there will be at least 4 miracles happening in your day if you take
Yeah.
note of that every day, and you just guide. No, universe को guide भी तो करना पड़ेगा. Universe is the genie, and it is at our command. And डिप्रेशन तो होता ही है. सच ए बिग ड्रीम, कहाँ होगा, कब होगा, ऑल दैट कैन कम टू योर माइंड. आई एग्री, ये मेरे दिमाग में भी आता है आफ्टर सो मच ऑफ थिंग. बट थिंक अबाउट दिस कि आई नेवर थॉट अबाउट वर्किंग फॉर 9 crore affordable housing for these poor people in India. And I think this will be possible. Abhi, like say, if you see, housing for all, one scheme was there. Narendra Modi had announced it will be over in 2022. सबके लिए घर नहीं बना. So PM Modi failed, right? But I think I can do. ये कैसे होता है? Where from I get this courage? Because so whatever is there in the ground, I am seeing why it is failing. क्योंकि नरेंद्र मोदी जो बोल दिए, like say the other person, the next person who understands it understands in a very different way. उसका इंटरप्रिटेशन समथिंग एल्स. देन डाउन द लाइन 1000 इंटरप्रिटेशन होके जब तक ग्राउंड में पहुंचता है ना, वो कुछ बोला और ये कुछ हो जाता है. सो दैट इज व्हाट आई एम ऑब्जर्विंग. सो आई एम इन द ग्राउंड. मैं तो पीएम मोदी नहीं हूँ. सो आई एम एट एन एडवांटेज पोजिशन कि भले ही प्राइम मिनिस्टर नहीं बने इंडिया का, लेकिन I will be instrumental in making 9 crore houses. कुछ भी नहीं किया, कुछ शुरू तो कर देंगे ना. It is not me constructing those houses. Those things, whichever is obstructing these houses to be constructed, वो तो करेंगे ही. So, and if I can train, say, people completely the way I, from my experience, then it will be easier. That is why I have started. कि मैं अपने जैसी अगर enthusiastic बना दूं ना कम से कम 1 लाख लोगों को, then people will do it themselves. अभी मैंने बैठ के ABCD सबको नहीं सिखाना है. If I can just क्या बोलते हैं, स्टार्ट कर देते हैं जिसका, जैसे अभी रामनाथ का मैंने कर दिया. जैसे प्रियंका में भी सी इज एंथुसियास्टिक ऑल्सो. शैलेंद्र का पता ही नहीं चल रहा है what he is thinking. So whoever listens to me ना, they know कि there is something which can be learned, और बहुत बड़ा नहीं है. आपको यूनिवर्सिटी डिग्री नहीं करना है. यू डोंट हैव टू स्पेंड लाइक से लैक्स ऑन लैक्स रुपीज. सिर्फ माइंडसेट ट्विक करना है. एक प्रॉपर लाइन लेके, डिसिप्लिन लेके चलना है. ऑल दैट यू नीड टू डू, एंड दैट रिक्वायर्स सम काइंड ऑफ डिसिप्लिन. अब तक नहीं हुआ होगा. सो आई डोंट थिंक कि सबकी मतलब आई डोंट विश ऑल्सो कि गॉड फॉरबिड जो एक्सपीरियंस मेरे पीछे रहा वो एक्सपीरियंस आपके पास आए. दैट वाज वेरी पेनफुल. बट नो, अभी हो गया ना मेरा एक्सपीरियंस भाई. अभी मेरे एक्सपीरियंस से सीखो ना सभी को. So that is what I think. जो हो गया, and from that I have taken some truths, some point and some strong points कि वहाँ से सीख सकते. So let us learn that. That is what I think, and I think कि वही सब हो जाएगा. मैंने रिकॉर्ड किया कि नहीं किया? रिकॉर्ड ही नहीं किया आज. एनीवेज फेसबुक पे लाइव हो रहा है. उसको रिकॉर्ड कर लेंगे.
अच्छा अच्छा.
So it is like that, and yes. Any question?
Really, we have met a very great person, huh? Thanks for giving this opportunity for us to join, and we
Thank you,
learned a lot.
Sana.
Really different.
Yeah. So ask your students to join this also. They will get many qualities, a lot more
No,
clarity, na.
that's what I want to plan for you. If you can
Yeah.
just send me the agenda, like how we can take it and everything. Definitely, I would like to keep this as one of the leadership skills. I can't say leadership skills. At least they should understand organizing and the mature levelity of how they can join in a company, what they will do. Those kind of initiations we can do it initially. Definitely, it's a great story for them. They can easily
Yes.
learn.
So you can say this is resourceful influencing, actually leadership growth. Uh, Resourceful influencing is the tool that I teach, you know.
Okay, okay.
And for leadership growth तो खाली promotion लेने का नहीं होता है. It is
हाँ,
about
वो
taking
तो
responsibility.
वो तो different level है ना. Leadership
Yes.
is people are talking about leadership, but it's totally different.
Yes. So not many
वो
people
लोग
understand
वो
that.
लोग क्या करते हैं? Bossism is a leadership,
Yeah.
managerial is a leadership.
Yes.
Everything is totally different according to your the corporate looks, and even if you are doing it in something like in government institutions, that is different. Academic
Uh,
institutional leadership is totally different. If you
yes.
come to again different farmers association, is totally leadership is totally different there. So
Yes.
it is not like leadership is a word you can use it anywhere. It's not like that leadership. It's a
Yes.
totally accountability. You need to see responsibility, authority. So many factors will be there.
Yes.
Mhm. So I came from corporate companies, so I know we has to gone through a lot of rigorously this kind of corporate leadership skills.
Yeah.
So we know better what exactly corporate is looking at, and if you come outside from the corporate again, you need to see yourself, right? You need to
Yeah.
fight how to see. We built incurred some kind of skill set, but ultimately, if you are not implementing, you said implementation is the only way. So
Hmm.
once you don't implement it, you never seen that what is the essence of that learnings.
Hmm.
And also you need to understand yourself exactly what it is, right? You
Hmm.
told resourcefulness. Until
Yes.
unless if you don't execute, if you don't experience it, you never understand what it is. So if
Yes.
you're
That
trying to
that
teach
is.
to students also, the students
Yeah.
should experience that level. Okay,
Yeah.
the students should have some visionary. Okay, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
So those things we can definitely good for them. I
Yes,
was
yes,
really thinking about in that direction. How can
yes.
we integrate it, this course?
So we, Ramnath, like say people, the students, na, right now they actually compare with each other, right? So,
Conflicts.
so,
A lot of
so,
conflicts.
yeah, yeah. So if they stop comparison, then what should they think? They think they should think about synergy, right? Synergy means
Hmm.
how to bring in energies. Like say everybody will do their thing only, but how can it will be better? No, that synergy is not there ना. हमारा education system only competition ही सिखाता है. There is no talk about synergy. So
Benchmarking.
that happens at a very high level. So
This
if
is not a competition. They called us now the corporate level benchmarking.
okay, okay, they are giving different names to different things.
Yeah. They don't understand the competitive spirit. The competitive spirit is totally different from competition.
Yes, yes.
So they don't teach these two differences. Always
Hmm.
go on. There is a race, horse race. You have to win.
Yeah.
There is no other way.
So we'll stop today and we'll join in another session next Sunday maybe
Yes,
with
ma'am.
more of your students may join, and I'll also bring in other people also so that we can have another kind of discussion from their perspective also, so that no it will become no more versatile the
Yeah,
yeah
if you can just brief me about what you're going to talk about, that
yeah
will be, I can explain to them to come and join.
yeah.
Uh, Maybe we can keep it on Sunday, ma'am, or somewhere else.
Sunday 7:30 is fine. Um, like say if you want me to do for them at some other time, then also it is fine. Saturday, Sunday, I'm free, relatively free. Yes.
Yeah, because these are final year students. We have around 30 to 40 people are there with me.
Yeah, yeah. Please bring them.
I'm thinking of how to integrate your thing. That's what I was because
Yeah, I have
mo-
sent one write up also to you.
yeah, I've seen it. But instead of that, if you can send me a PPT, like
PPT, right? Okay,
of
okay,
3 to 4 slides about yourself and what you're going to teach.
okay,
Uh,
okay.
at least coaching skills and everything that I was trying to incorporate them. Maybe let us see how.
Yeah,
गुड
okay,
इवनिंग मैम
okay. Yeah,
कैन आई
hi,
आस्क
sir.
वन हाउ आर यू मैम कैसे हैं
I'm good. I'm good. कैसे हैं? आप अभी तक
और
बात नहीं किए मैं I was wondering.
मैम एक अच्छा लिसनर होने के नाते पहले एक्सपीरियंस ये लेना चाहिए कि दूसरे क्या कह रहे हैं उनकी ज़िंदगी का एक्सपीरियंस लेने के बाद अगर आप कुछ सोच पाएंगे तो शायद कुछ अच्छा क्वेश्चन बन पाएगा
जी जी
इसीलिए
सही सोच है.
मैम
Is more experience.
नॉट एक्चुअली सर एक्चुअली मैम आप एजुकेशन सिस्टम की बात कर रहे हैं और एजुकेशन सिस्टम का एक सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक जो अभी तक मैंने अपनी 46 इयर्स की लाइफ में जो नोटिस किया है अभी यहाँ पे और इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे जिस तरह का जो एक डिफरेंस है क्योंकि मैं कुछ कंट्रीज में इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट कर चुका हूँ कॉन्फ्रेंसेस के अंदर वो साइंटिफिक प्लेटफॉर्म रिसर्च प्लेटफॉर्म है
हाँ
वहाँ
जी.
एक सिस्टम है पीएचडी के एग्जांपल लेते हैं वहाँ
हम्म
पीएचडी मिलती है
हम्म
दे गिव यू ए प्रोजेक्ट और दे
हाँ
आस्क यू ए प्रोजेक्ट
हाँ जी
और आपको वहाँ उसको प्रूव करना होता है
हाँ जी.
और वहाँ जो आप अचीव कर रहे हो और अगर
हम्म
आपने वो सही किया है या उसका सर्टन एटलीस्ट 70% आपका सही है देन दे गिव यू पीएचडी
हम्म
हमारे यहाँ पीएचडी का जो सिस्टम है एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली ये सिस्टम अब वर्ल्ड वाइड एक्सेप्ट होने लग गया है और वहाँ भी यही सिस्टम बाहर भी यही शुरू हो गया है कि
हम्म
भी पिछली किसी रिसर्च को उठाओ उसमें 1 चम्मच कोई कंटेंट ऐड करो और अपनी पीएचडी ले लो।
जी
आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, आई एम सीरियसली नॉट रॉन्ग।
No, sir. You are absolutely right. I am
नहीं
seeing.
नहीं, ये तो हो रहा है, हम देख रहे हैं।
मैं उसके लिए मैं प्रॉब्लम था मेरे को।
अब एक्चुअल में जो मैं आप लेट टाइम ज्यादा तो नहीं हो रहा मैम मेरी वजह से, कहीं मैं ज्यादा
9 बजे मेरा दूसरा कॉल है, तब तक
मैं
बात कर सकते हैं।
नहीं,
हाँ,
ओके मैम, ओके मैं तो 5 मिनट चाहिए मैम।
हाँ,
मैम बेसिकली अभी रिसेंटली एक प्रोग्राम मैंने डेवलप किया था,
हाँ,
वो इंटीग्रेटेड डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम है जिसके अंदर हम स्टेट गवर्नमेंट या किसी नेशनल इशू को स्टडी करके उसकी केस स्टडी प्रिपेयर करके और उसके बाद हम कंसर्न गवर्नमेंट से मिले, और अभी
हाँ
मैं
जी,
कुछ गवर्नमेंट से मिला भी था। तो वहाँ जो आउटकम, उनको जो विजन हमने दिया वो उन्हें समझ में आया।
हाँ,
तो दैट मीन्स कि अगर सही चीज सामने प्रॉपर तरीके से प्रेजेंट करी जाए और वो कंटेंट का पार्ट हो,
हम्म,
तो उसकी वैलिडिटी, उसकी ऑथेंटिसिटी बनती है। अब आज तक का एजुकेशन सिस्टम, मुझे अपना ही याद है कि पांचवी क्या छठी क्लास में एबीसीडी मेरी शुरू हुई थी, और
हम्म,
जो सब्जेक्ट आज जो मेरा प्रोफाइल है उससे रिलेटेड सब्जेक्ट उस टाइम थे ही नहीं।
हम्म,
इवन मेरे इंजीनियरिंग के पोर्शन में भी वो, दे आर मेकिंग मी अ पार्ट पार्शियल नॉलेज ऑफ एवरीथिंग, बट वो कितना काम करेगा। अब यही एक चीज हमारे प्रेजेंट एजुकेशन सिस्टम में, जो अगर इसे एक लाइन में ब्रीफ किया जाए,
हम्म,
हमारा एजुकेशन सिस्टम एक्चुअली टीच कर रहा है हाउ टू
हम्म,
अर्न मनी,
हम्म,
नीदर टू लिव अ गुड लाइफ,
हम्म,
नीदर टू
जी,
हैव अ नेम फॉर योर approximation of success
जी,
where others could follow you.
Yes,
हम्म,
yes. Absolutely
अब
बताया।
ये चीजें जब तक नहीं जाएंगी, और इसको हम देखो एजुकेशन सिस्टम से तो हम रिमूव कर नहीं सकते, इसका एक ही तरीका है कि जो आर्म्ड फोर्सेस के अंदर ट्रेनिंग का पार्ट होता है वो उस चीज को फॉलो कर लिया जाए। सीधी सी बात है भाई, आपको एक टास्क दिया गया है, ये टीम आपकी फॉर्मेशन दे दी गई है, आपस में आप अपने आप इस टास्क को कंप्लीट करके ये दे दो, दैट्स ऑल। ये मैंने एक्सपीरियंस किया। आई डोंट नो सही है गलत है, लेकिन जब जब मैंने इसको अप्लाई किया है कामयाब हुए हैं।
जी,
ये एक चीज मैं आप पॉइंट आउट करना चाह रहा था। और अंग्रेजी में इस बात को कहा जाए तो एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ नेम फेम एंड मनी actually nowadays stand for only one factor: you are doing what and what you are getting in return from your organization and from your colleague or from your brother, that's all.
जी, जी, जी,
सॉरी, मैं बस इतना ही, ये मेरी एक थॉट थी जो मैंने आपसे शेयर करी है। आई डोंट नो मेरा एक्सपीरियंस सही है गलत है, वो आप लोग एनालिसिस करें।
नहीं सर, आपका एक्सपीरियंस है ना, सही सही गलत का सवाल ही नहीं होता है, अपना अपना एक्सपीरियंस होता है।
ऐसा
जी,
कुछ नहीं है मैम, आपके कई चीजें ऐसी हैं जिनसे आज मैं थोड़ा सा, कुछ पॉइंट्स मेरे क्लैरिफाई हुए हैं, कुछ रेक्टिफाई हुए हैं। तो हर कोई एक लर्निंग स्टेज तो सारी उम्र रहती है।
जी, जी, हम सभी कोई सीखते हैं ना,
जी मैम।
हम सभी कोई बात करेंगे तो सभी कोई से सीखेंगे ही, ये तो
जी मैम।
पक्की बात है।
जी मैम।
ठीक है सर, अच्छा
थैंक यू
लगा
मैम।
मुझे आज आप आए करके। मेरा 9 बजे एक कॉल है, नहीं तो और भी बात करते।
कोई बात नहीं मैम, आपके नेक्स्ट जब हो मुझे मैसेज करिएगा,
साढ़े
आई
सात
विल ज्वाइन
बजे
अगेन।
नेक्स्ट 7:30 को हो जाएगा सर। नहीं तो आप, मैं लैंडिंग पेज भेज दूंगी, उसमें डेट टाइम मेंशन रहता है,
जी मैम।
उसको अगर आप देख लेंगे। थैंक यू सो
श्योर।
मच। Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Jai Hind, ma'am.